We are so glad you are here with us this morning on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday. If you haven't yet, we encourage you to greet one another in chat. Please know that no matter where you are on your spiritual journey, how you identify, or who you love, you are so welcome here. Holly Anderson is our guest service leader today. Holly has always worked in nonprofit organizations related to education. Currently, she works at the College Board and specializes in information security awareness and policy. She has been a member of UUCR for just under 3 years and is currently our board president. I am so delighted she is here with a beautiful message for all of us this morning. This summer, members of our congregation, like Holly, are leading services, providing a marvelous gift by sharing their experiences and perspectives. This morning, Holly and I are joined by Jesse Leong, our accompanist, Nate Otto, who is running the technical side of worship, and Maggie Mack, who is your usher in the chat. Cynthia Young, our music director, has been away for professional development this week. Now, let us enter our time together as Jesse plays Daisies, Opus 38, number 3 by Sergei Rachmaninoff.
Hi, everyone. I'm Holly Anderson, and I am so happy to be here today. Before I read the opening words, I'd like to just make a brief couple of announcements. We are so very fortunate that we live in a time where technology can help us connect. A lot of progress is being made to install the equipment purchased for hybrid worship. There are pictures of some of the installation progress in the sanctuary, and we will get those out to everyone in an e-blast so that you too can be excited about our progress. I know that we are all looking forward to expanding the ways we connect to include in person. I am so impressed with all the people in our congregation who are working long hours, collecting and monitoring data, understanding the complicated math involved in calculating air quality, and working with architects to understand how to best install an HVAC equipment so that we can gather safely in our beloved church. Please know that we are working to get us back in person as soon as possible. And please feel free to share thoughts of gratitude in the chat for all of our committees that are working so hard on this. I am so glad that Reverend Scott is joining us on September 1. I have already enjoyed working with him. I think he will make a great interim minister as we go through the process of identifying our settled minister. Please join the meet and greet that he has set up September 7th, 8th, and 9th. So that you too can understand what a gift he will bring to our congregation. And my final announcement is that I am so happy that my mother, Judy Larry, is joining us today on her 83rd birthday. So I'm welcoming her as well. Now, let us center ourselves for worship. Please take a deep breath with me as we listen to our opening words by Deepak Chopra. Life is the coexistence of all opposite values: joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, up and down, hot and cold, here and there, light and darkness, birth and death. All experience is by contrast, and one would be meaningless without the other.
Thank you, Holly. We now invite you to sing hymn number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In, with the Fortner family, Anna Wesley, Bob Anderson, Lenny and Charles Nazari, Nani Mullen, and Amelia Turner. The words will be in your chat box.
Get your hand down. Now, enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your heart, everyone. Open your heart, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Thank you for that joyful hymn. You may wish to light a candle in your home as we show a photo of the UU Reston chalice. Our words this morning are attributed to the classical Sanskrit author, Kalidasa. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day.
Good morning. My name is Jesse Leong. I am the accompanist here at UUCR. Each Sunday, we intentionally recommit to each other by singing our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church. We will play our very own UUCR choir and congregation video for you, so please sing along. The words will be in your chat box. If you are visiting us for the very first time this morning, please accept this as our blessing to you.
Now is the time for all ages, so gather round your screens. Our story this morning is The Squiggle by Carol Lexa Schaefer.
The Squiggle by Carol Lexa Schaefer, illustrated by Pierre Morgan. My teacher says, "Time to walk to the park." So, as always, off we go in a bunched up, slow, tight, straight line. I am last. No one else sees what I see on the sidewalk. I grab it. Slither, slish, it could be the dance of a big, scaly dragon. Or push a pat, the top of a long, great wall. Snap, ta-da! Maybe it's the path of a circus acrobat. Or crack, crickle, hiss, the sky trail of popping fireworks. Tug, kaboom! It might be the poof of a stormy thundercloud. Or ripple, shh, the circle of a deep, still pool. Or even a whoosh, the rise of the full, fat moon. Not so far ahead, I see my teacher and my class shuffling along. "Wait," I call, "look!" Everyone turns around. I show the dragon, the wall, the acrobat, the fireworks, the storm cloud, the pool, and the moon. Everyone is smiling. "Hooray!" they cheer and grab on too. Then off we go to the park in our slither, slish, push-a-pat, snap, ta-da, crackle, crickle, hiss, tug, kaboom, ripple, shh, a whoosh. Squiggle of a line. I wonder what you would make with a string or ribbon.
Now is the time when we invite you to share your joys and concerns, so no one has to hold them alone. You may wish to light a real or virtual candle in your home to mark what is in your heart as we watch the candles in our bowl in our sanctuary. If you would like to share in chat, please write to all attendees and remember that what you write is public. Please read each other's joys and concerns and then enter into your own time of meditation and prayer. spirit of life and love, we lift up those who are experiencing sorrows and concerns, whether for themselves, for family or friends, or for our community, our country, or our world. We hold in our hearts those who are grieving loved ones, including Maggie and her family. Families facing illness, and we hold up in prayers the people of Afghanistan who are suffering. We also hold up those in the midst of fires, and we hold up prayers for our climate and send love and strength to teachers and students returning to school. May all find comfort in this community. Even in this difficult time, we can find joy. We celebrate birthdays. Happy birthday to those out there with birthdays. And we celebrate family and friends and the small joys that we can find at this time. May our joy be multiplied in the sharing. Amen. And may it be so. Now we have our special music this morning, which is This Joy, sung by the Resistance Revival Choir. If you're like me, you'll want to join or dance along with it. Enjoy this joy.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this strength that I have, this strength that I have, this strength that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this love that I have. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this love that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Singing, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this pride that I have, this pride that I have, this pride that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this pride that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. All this peace that I have, oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give me my peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. Won't you sing about peace? This peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. All this joy that I have, this joy that I have, this joy that I have. Oh, yeah, now, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. Resistance Revival Chorus believes in the words written by the poet Toy Darracott when she wrote, "Joy is an act of resistance." We believe in the words of Mr. Harry Belafonte, who said, "When the movement is strong, the music is strong." We sing to revive the hearts of those who fight for social justice, and we sing together for freedom.
I was at work one day when I got word that my mother was calling me. I ran immediately to the phone because I was sure that one of my relatives had died. So I was very surprised when I picked up the phone and my mother said to me, "Holly, what's your favorite Christmas?" I was not expecting that question at all. And while I thought of confronting her about the seemingly lack of depth in that question, I could not because I was immediately taken back in time to my happiest Christmas, and we refer to this year as the year of the strings. Suddenly, I was standing at the top of the stairs with my brothers and sisters, full of the excitement of Christmas morning. My parents were at the bottom of the stairs, guarding the entrance to the living room. And while I was sleepy, I could feel the anticipation. Slowly, we descended the stairs as we turned into the living room, and we just stopped, dumbfounded. It looked as though a giant spider had visited in the night and spun a web in our house. There was string everywhere, to the point where you could not walk through the house. There was string. Each child got the end of 4 strings. I followed 1 string, which was wrapped around the curtain rod. Then it ran to the other side of the room and was wrapped around a picture frame. Then it shot into the dining room and wrapped around a chair. Then it was wrapped around the knob of the corner cupboard. Then it visited the back family room and was wrapped around the couch before it ran into the kitchen and was wrapped around a doorknob. Then the string traveled outside, wrapped around a tree. It came back into the kitchen and disappeared into the kitchen closet and down a closed chute. I can remember pulling and pulling and pulling that string up. And at the end of that string was a plastic pink hairbrush with black bristles. I was elated, and I had 3 more strings to go. In all, 4 children got 4 strings with 1 simple gift at the end of each string. This adventure took about an hour and a half, and at the end, I can remember laying in the living room, holding my gifts to my chest, surrounded by my family. The feeling was more than contentment. It was more than happiness. It was bliss. I had a pink hairbrush. I was exhausted from adventure, and all was right with the world. I am 59 years old, and to this day, this is one of my happiest memories. I was jarred back to reality when I heard my mother say, "Holly, what is your worst Christmas?" I could feel my mood change immediately as I thought about the worst Christmas. It was the year without a Christmas tree. I can see the corner of the living room where the tree should have been and was not. It is one of my darkest memories, and I don't even like to think about that year. Again, I was jarred back into reality when I heard my mother say, "Holly, you were the oldest. I thought you would remember. Honey, those 2 Christmases were the same year. Your dad and I came up with the string idea because we were too poor for a tree. I found string on sale and thought we could use that to make the holiday fun, even though we didn't have a tree or expensive gifts. All your brothers and sisters responded the same way, but you're older. I thought you would remember." Now, I trust my mother that she is telling me the truth. However, to this day, I hold these two memories separate in my mind. And while the pink hairbrush is one of my greatest gifts, perhaps the bigger gift is knowing that I can access bliss in times of sorrow. When life is hard, I whisper to myself, don't forget to look for the strings. And I don't do this to avoid the hard times, but I do this to remind myself that I can feel many emotions at once. I can balance pain with joy. This is a lesson that has served me well. And so I wanted to share this with all of you, my beloved spiritual community, as a reminder. A pandemic is a dark time. This last year, we are full of news about death, uncertainty, isolation, grief, unemployment, and fear. And while I feel this grief, I am also grateful for many blessings during this time. Because I'm 100% work from home during the pandemic, I was able to spend 4 months in Indiana with my family when my stepfather died. Because I am not going into an office, I was able to adopt a puppy, a mixed blessing, but a blessing nonetheless. And because I did not lose my job, I was able to give money to our church and others in need. Because I have a beloved spiritual community, I have a connection with so many people, and that helps with the isolation of this time. You get the idea. So I invite you in this next week to spend time identifying and holding your bliss, your joy, your happiness, and your gratitude. I am not asking you to reject or ignore the suffering that's going on in the world. However, I'm asking you to spend time holding sorrow and joy together. What is your string story? What is your bliss? Even in these dark times, what brings you joy? If you join the Greet Your Neighbor Coffee Hour today, maybe you'll spend some time sharing your thoughts and experiences and continue this topic. Because I think to live life well in times of suffering, it is important to whisper to yourself, don't forget to look for the strings.
Thank you very much, Holly, for that beautiful message. The closing hymn today is I've Got Peace Like a River, number 100. If you would like to sing along with me, the words will be in your chat box. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul.
Thank you, Jesse. I think listening to you sing and play the piano brings me joy and bliss as well. I'd like to end today's service with the following quote from Landon Parham. Life isn't about darkness and light. Rather, it is about finding light within the darkness. Now go and let the real service begin.
Thank you, Holly. I appreciate that. The the postlude today is "Look for the Good" by Jason Mraz. This is a super fun song, so I hope you sing along if you know it. The words will be in your chat box. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done gone got the superpowers that we all have. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate and look for the good, the good, the good, and celebrate our mistakes if there's a silver lining. You still have to find it, find it. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see who you are. You're just like me. I see they're searching for a purpose, guided by a dream. I see who you are. I'm just like you. I get lost sometimes and I forget what I came here to do. I keep on trying. When it gets Friday, look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone.
Wow, Jesse and Holly, thank you so much for the uplifting music and message. It's definitely brought joy into my life this morning. Now is the time for our collection plate. We invite you to make a donation at the link in the chat box. Also, while we're doing this, please use the chat box as virtual receiving line to leave your messages about your appreciation for the worship service. And thank you to everyone who is already doing that. Then go to the link for the virtual Greet Your Neighbor for conversation and fellowship. When you get to the breakout room, please make sure that everyone introduces themselves if you don't already know each other. In the virtual Greet Your Neighbor, we hope you will share your string story and what brings you bliss. And in Children's Religious Education at 12:30 today, we will also be exploring this question.